everybody and welcome back to another one of my videos. My name is Michelle and this is my lovely crafty world called Lilac Cottage Crafts. And on here I like to mainly talk about crochet, mainly amigurumi. And I have got some amigurumi things that I've made, but I'm going to be talking about something I knitted first of all. But before that, I will apologise that I have been missing in action for a little bit. This has been due to a lot of different things. Life has been exceptionally busy and I have not been able to crochet or knit or make anything recently. I hurt my finger on my right hand, my index finger as well, and it is still a little bit, I can't fully bend it properly. It will bend, but it takes a bit. I did that gardening. Don't ask me to try and explain because I really can't. So I've hurt the ligaments in it, possibly maybe cracked something in it as well. So I have not been making stuff, so there was no point making a video because I didn't make anything. I'll also say I am very hot, so I might be twinkling a little bit on the screen, so I'm very sorry about that. It went warm and then it went cold again and it's gone very warm again today. The sun is cracking the flags outside, so I've been sort of rushing about in the house and taking plants outside and stuff, so I am hot. So as I mentioned, I went on a sock knitting course, and it was a 6-week course on Saturday morning, and I made my very first pair of knitted socks. I made these on circular knitting needles. Some of it like the I don't know what you call it, that bit on the not ankle. I forgot what is, words just are beyond me. Currently, this bit, whatever it's called, is done on straights, and the we do the Kitchener stitch to cast off at the end. But the rest of it, it's circular needles all the way, or if you do double point needles, you can do that. This is the yarn that I use, so you can see it's self-striping or self-patterning, whatever you want to call it. And you can see, if it'll do it, it's like 4-ply. This is a Stylecraft Richard Hillier one. I think it's called something like Over the Heel. That's what that's called, the heel part. There we go. They're so nice, these, and all the different colours that they come in. If I can find a picture of all the socks we made in the class, I'll put it on for you to see. But yeah, so I've been doing that, and because I am not a fast knitter, I actually didn't finish both my socks, and because I hurt my finger as well. So I literally, when I left, I think, the class on the last day, I was almost up to, I was in, because you start on these socks, you start at that bit, and I was up to like about here when we finished the 6-week course on my second sock. I did have a few moments of drop stitches and doing things wrong, and the poor lady who was taking the course, she's lovely, Sarah, I thanked her so much because I was like, God, I must be doing your head in, because I keep dropping stitches and doing things wrong and reading things wrong. So yeah, I'm so pleased. And I'm going to say to anybody who has sort of, I would say I've got, I'm not a basic knitter. I've got some, what do they call it? Intermediate, but I wouldn't say I'm a massively intermediate knitter, and I've managed to do them. The only thing I will say is, these were knitted on 2.5mm needles, and it was hard work. That's why I kept dropping stitches, because I couldn't see them. And that's why it took me a bit longer, I think, to do as well, because I couldn't see them. But I've really enjoyed that, and I am absolutely made up with my finished pair of socks. And they fit, they do fit, I've put them on. So yeah, that's what I've been busy doing. And I will now show you some of the other things that I have done. Now, I can't remember if in my last video I showed this guy. I think I might have, actually. But just in case I didn't, I'm going to show him again. But I made this fox. He stands up and he sits down. And he's got a little tail and everything. When I originally made him, I did him in the brown, and I didn't like the brown, so I changed it to the green. And it's funny because I asked my husband, which colour do you prefer? And he said the brown, and I was like, I prefer the green. We never agree on anything. But yeah, I've got a feeling I showed you him before, but I thought, just in case I haven't, I'll show you him again. And he is, I think, a Hobie pattern. But he's so cute. He's so sweet. I love him. Yeah, he is. He's so cute. So yeah, just in case I didn't show you him, there he is. And if you've seen him before, I'm sorry. I just can't remember what I showed you in the last video, because this is the thing. I need to be more organised on my channel and write things down. The next thing I made is out of one of the Zoomy Groomy books. The particular book that I've got, I have on my tablet, so I can't show you the book, but I'll put a picture in somewhere to show you which Zoomy Groomy book it is. I have actually started a different character in this book last year, but I haven't finished it because I ran out of one of the yarns I was using, and I can't find another yarn that is the same consistency. The colour's fine because it's white, but all the other white yarns that I've got are as thick, and I can't cope with it not being the same thickness. You can tell. I've tried crocheting some stuff up with it, and it just doesn't look right. So every time I go out, I'm looking at yarn, and I've bought some, but then that's been too thick. So I don't know what yarn it is, because it didn't have, I'd removed the yarn ball and lost it. So that's my fault. But yeah, I have got something else from that book. But this is, and I don't know if these are called Percy Pig, but this is my little piggy that I made, and I absolutely adore him. I just made him with balls of yarn that I had in my stash that I don't even know what makes they are. They're all different makes. The ones that I've bought from like cheap ones at like £1.50, £2 a skein from the cheap shops that we have here in the UK, like Home Bargains and places like that. There may be some that's Stylecraft in there. I don't think so though. So yeah, I love him. I love the shape of him. I apologise if you can hear the noise in the background. There's a great big lorry outside, and I don't know what they're doing. They're putting stuff on the back of it or something, so you might hear some noises. But yeah, he's so cute. Isn't he lovely? And like I say, he's got this like his tail. And you know, I took ages picking what colour. I think they had an orange colour, because I tried to get him similar to the colours that were in the book, because I liked the colours that were in the book. And I have put just a tiny little bit of blush on him, because he's a little bit shy. But yeah, no, I love him. So I will try and put the book that he's out of on the front. He was a great pattern. He was really easy to do. If you are, if you've done amigurumi before and know how to join legs, and I'm trying to remember, because it's a while since I put his head on. I'm sure it was separate. I'm sure we did the head separate. I can't tell. Well, I can't remember whether I sewed the head on or it was separate. I've got a feeling I sewed the head on, and I was really pleased when I'd sewed it on at how good my sewing was, and his ears as well. I was really pleased with his ears. His ears kind of keep shutting. We can pull them apart, and if you wanted to, you could actually put a little bit of shading inside his ears if you wanted to give him a bit more character. But I love him as he is. his little brush. Yeah, he's gorgeous. I can't stop it. I don't want to take him off the screen because I love him. I love him. The next thing that I made is a pattern by Cassandra from the channel Craftably Ever After, and this is available on her Etsy store, and it is this little bunny rabbit here with its little hat on and its lovely little tail, and the very now probably famous Cassandra style embroidered eyes. Yeah, so let me just, I don't want to redo the scarf because it took me ages to get it right, but he's got like a little, what do you call them? Like a, what are they called now? I want to say pinafore and that's not the right word. But you know what I mean, those kind of pants that you can get. I kind of think of him as being out in the garden when it's still a little bit cold, but he's just checking on all the plants to see if there's any signs of life. I don't know why. I think he's a bit of a gardener like me. But yeah, I love him. He's gorgeous. I want to make another one, and I want to do one without the hat with its ears up. I think there's a separate pattern for different ears. And I also want to have a go. I've had some ideas of doing some different things with the pants, maybe making them into shorts or something. I do know she took the same pattern because somebody had said that it could make a doll. You can make a doll with it, and she's done that, and it's really good. It's really cute. But yeah, I really love the pattern. Cassandra's patterns are really, really easy to follow. Again, if you can do joining legs, which used to be the thing that used to terrify me. If you can join legs, you can, and you have some basic amigurumi skills, you can make this little guy. And I just realised you've not got a name. If you've got any name suggestions for this bunny, make some suggestions down in the comments. And the yarn I used for this, I think you've just got something stuck on you there, sweetheart. I'm trying to think what I used. I used some Hobie yarn, and I also used another one that I think has been discontinued now, and I can't remember the name of it. If I remember, I'll pop it, or if I can find out the name of it, I'll pop it on. But I've got a feeling it's discontinued anyway, unfortunately. And I can't remember whether I used a 2.5 or a 3mm hook on this little guy. But I love the way he's turned out as well. So cute. Thank you, Cassandra, if you're watching, because I know sometimes you watch my videos. So thank you so much, Cassandra. I couldn't wait when I saw her video, the first video with these guys on, and then she said obviously she was sending it out for testing and everything. I was like, oh, I hope the testing's quick, because he's so cute. So yeah, love him. Hello. My camera, I think my light's a little bit high up, it keeps making a bit of a shadow when I bring them nearer. But yeah, lovely. So next up, I just had to jump on the bandwagon, didn't I? I saw this pattern quite a while ago and had it in my list for things to make. And then it kind of went viral. There was a lot of stuff on Reddit about it, so you might know what I'm on about. When somebody said that they felt like they were crocheting a 2-year-old. It is, of course, the very, very gorgeously cute mushroom guy. Isn't he adorable? I love him. I had to go for the classic red on top. I considered doing a variegated yarn on him, but I decided against it. I thought, no, especially in case I never make him again, I definitely want the red mushroom guy. So yes, here he is in all his lovely glory. He was made with all Yarn Art Jeans yarn, and I can't remember whether it was either I always tend to do stuff in 2.5 is my usual. Sometimes I go up to 3. I have a feeling he was 2.5mm hook, and he has got the movable head as well, so he can look off to the side. And I'd done a little bit of blush on him, and he's obviously got his little thing around his neck. The hardest bit on this thing is making that. It's not hard, it's just a little bit, you get a little bit like, oh my gosh, how many more rows have I got to do? But other than that, it's fine. It was actually, I was quite surprised. I was a bit worried when doing this, thinking, am I going to be able to do this? But I did. I managed it, and I was so happy with him. And sewing on the dots, the little toadstool dots, I was a little bit worried because I'd already sewn the hat on. Because I wanted to place the hat to decide where I wanted them to go. Sewing the hat on was a little bit, some people had said sew the hat on whilst it's still open, because you do that bit, then you join the red and then you start to crochet up and close it up. But I decided to do it afterwards, which I'm glad. He's got some light stuffing in him, so the hat stands up a bit. Some people stuff it more so it stands up more, a bit more, it's like that, but I wanted it so that I could move it round so he can he can hide or whatever. I just think he's really cute. I didn't do the bit with the bum that some people put like a piece of not material, do like basically they make him have a proper bottom, but I didn't like that, me personally. If you want a proper bottom, you make a proper bottom, but I didn't want it like that. But I love him. He did take a while, but he's easy. Again, if you can join legs, he's quite easy. I can't remember, I did something with his head that was a bit different, I think, to what she'd said in the instructions, but I can't for the life of me remember what I did, because I think I tried a couple of different things. I just wanted to make sure. I'd seen somebody else's pattern and the head, because it moves, was very floppy, and so I didn't want the head to be floppy, so I tried the method of putting a you know, those tubes of those, I don't know what you call them, what you put in a glue gun, those sort of glue tubes. I think I tried that and it didn't work, so then I put some wooden wooden things, I don't know what you call them in, that you use in cooking, and I think I put a couple of those together and put them in the end. And so they kind of go up into, this isn't a toy, basically. This is going to stay with me. If I was giving this to a child, then I probably wouldn't make it with a movable head. Or if I did, I would just let the head be floppy. But because this is going to stay with me, I know that there's the wooden dowels or whatever you want to call it inside. And so it is not a toy, basically. I didn't pull the eyes in like she did on her pattern. I left them out because I thought if I do another one, I'll do that with my next one to make it different. I might try and make one with a variegated yarn on top next time I do one. And I know she's just brought out a pattern as well for him to have a little jacket. So I might make the next one with a little jacket as well. But pattern wise, he was really easy to follow, great instructions, really nice, you know, to make, and just, yeah. And I think every home should have a mushroom guy because he's just so gorgeous. And now the last thing that I made, I only actually finished this last night, actually. I've been making him for a couple of weeks on and off, ready for Easter, but I missed out on making him for Easter by like one day. Yes, I finished him on the Tuesday. So it was Easter Monday and I finished him on the Tuesday. So I was one day out, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But here he is, and it's this little rabbit. I got this pattern off Etsy a while ago. It's been sat in my pattern stash. And he is quite simple to make. The only thing that took the longest was obviously doing the stripes of the hat. So yeah, and obviously you've got style, and I realised as well in the pattern, I know people know how to do it without those, but I've got to figure it out yet. I realised as I was going up and up and I thought, if I don't start sort of doing my stripes one over, it's going to end up with the stripes coming around the front as I'm getting towards the top. If I'd have thought about that before I started, I could have started the stripes maybe a little bit further over. So if you do this pattern and you are like me and you haven't quite mastered doing stripes without staggering, then I would suggest starting a bit further back, or like I say, maybe it looks a bit wonky, I don't know, but I should have just done them all like that, to be honest, and then it would have looked better, but I didn't think. But yeah, I started to like do one extra, as I don't know how to explain it, but doing one extra so that they all sort of lined up a lot better. And also, one thing I've never done before, instead of putting like a bobble on top and attaching it, sewing it on, this bobble is actually crocheted. So you crochet down to, I think it was 6 stitches, and then you start coming out again to make the bobble, which is unusual. I've never done that before. It is a little bit wobbly, but there's no chance of it ever coming off. And it's got cute little feet there, and it's got its ears. This hat comes off. I'm not taking it off though, because it took me ages to get it balanced right. Now the other thing I will say is, even though he's got legs there, and I made sure that the legs were the furthest amount down so that he sat properly, if I don't tip that sort of forward a bit, or the hat slightly forward a bit, he falls back. So if I was making this again, which there is another version of it, there's a grey one and there's a white one, or you can do your rabbit, brown or whatever colour you want. And I might make a white one with different coloured stripes, or maybe even a variegated yarn so I don't have to do the stripes. I might put a couple of little pellets in the feet at the bottom, just to kind of help him stay where he needs to stay sat up, because I'm probably going to have to lean him against things, because he's a bit of a happy bunny. He's a bit of a tipsy bunny. Yeah. But no, I love him. He's gorgeous. He's actually bigger than I thought he was going to be. I definitely know that I made him with a 3mm hook. What I did do though, accidentally, was when it came to doing the nose, which I think ended up being the last thing that I made, because I forgot about it until I was putting him together, I did a 2.5 with the nose, and it is slightly small, but hey ho. And maybe I could have put his nose a bit higher up or something, I don't know. And also, I've got a feeling that this leg is slightly smaller than that leg, because I think I missed a line. But yeah, it doesn't matter. We all have one foot bigger than the other. Apparently. No, I do. I definitely do have one foot that's slightly bigger than the other, or one that's slightly smaller than the other, whichever way you want to look at it. But yeah, he was gorgeous. I will try and remember to put the, and I say try because I never do, try and put all the resources of where the patterns are from, and things like that. Anything that you want to know. If I forget to put it in, just ask me and I will try and answer you. I have had some issues with messages. I don't know what YouTube do sometimes with messages. They seem to disappear and only come through a month later. I've had 3 messages in the last week that have been there for a month and I haven't seen before. So I apologise if you think I'm being rude. I am not. I hadn't seen them, and as soon as I saw them I replied to them. So because I don't get a lot of messages like some people do, I'm very lucky. I'm lucky to get one message and I'm happy with that. But yeah, if you send me a message, don't be upset if I don't reply straight away. It's like a month later. It's probably because it's been in this holding pen, wherever it is that YouTube have for some reason. And I've not been able to see it, so I've not answered you. So that's it now for another video. I hope it's not been too noisy in the background. I know they're still doing whatever it is they're doing on that lorry at the back. I have no idea. And I hope you enjoyed me sharing my latest makes. And just thank you for coming and hanging out with me. If you made it to the end of the video, then a big, massive thumbs up. Thank you for making it to the end of the video, because this is going to be about 30 minutes long by looking at the time on here. Once I've cut a few things out, maybe a little bit shorter. But yes, thank you, because I know in this day and age, people, they haven't got the time, and some people haven't got the patience to sit through videos, and I get that. So yeah, thank you so much, and take care. Hopefully it won't be as long next time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.